I am 78 years old. I know that because my hands ache in ways they never used to, and because time feels closer now, like it's sitting across from me instead of somewhere far ahead. When you reach this age, your life stops feeling like a collection of busy days and starts feeling like one long decision you've already made. I was a mother first, before I understood who I was, before I had any real sense of myself. I became someone's mother, and I stayed there so completely that I forgot there was anything else I might have been. I loved my children. I still do. I need to say that clearly, because even now I feel the need to defend that love. But love doesn't cancel loss. It doesn't stop parts of you from disappearing quietly while you're busy doing what needs to be done. I had my first child at 22. I remember the exhaustion more than the joy, the constant need, the way my body and my time no longer belonged to me. I remember standing in the kitchen late at night, holding a crying baby, thinking this must be what devotion looks like. I told myself this was temporary, that someday I would come back to myself. Then came another child, then another, and someday kept moving further away. I became very good at taking care of things, meals, schedules, worries, emotions that weren't mine. I carried everything in my head. People told me I was a good mother, and I held on to that because it was the only identity I had left. When people asked about me, I talked about my kids. Eventually, I wouldn't have known how to answer any other way. My marriage survived, but it thinned. We were partners in responsibility, not in dreams. Conversations became practical. We were always tired. We believed this was just a phase, not realizing phases can last most of a lifetime. The years passed quickly. School events, arguments, apologies, slammed doors, quiet forgiveness. One day the house was full, and then suddenly it wasn't. My children left, taking with them the purpose that had filled every corner of my day. People call that freedom. I remember feeling afraid instead. I didn't know who I was without someone needing me before morning. I tried to start things for myself, but I felt late, like I'd arrived after everyone else had already settled into their lives. I felt awkward, unsure, like a guest in my own future. My husband died when I was 72. After the funeral, people brought food and kind words. They asked how my children were doing. No one asked who I was now that I was alone. I didn't know how to answer anyway. Living alone makes things clear. The regrets didn't come loudly. They arrived gently. The hobbies I gave up because they took time. The chances I declined because it wasn't convenient. The friendships I let fade because I assumed there would be time later. That's the quiet truth. I assumed there would be more time. My children are grown now. They love me. They call when they can. I don't blame them for living forward. Still, there is a particular loneliness that comes from being essential once and optional later. Sometimes I look at old photos and try to recognize the woman I was before she learned how to disappear so well. I don't feel angry anymore, just honest. I was a mother first. For a long time, that felt like everything. Now I see it was only one part of me, the part that survived. If this means something to you, I hope you hear it while your life is still open in front of you. As for me, I live quietly now. I make simple meals. I sit with my memories. I hold both the love I gave and the woman I set aside, finally letting them exist together, even if it's very late.